About 20 years ago, and President Erdogan, who was Prime Minister then, he told IMF that no, he's not going to take IMF loan because of all the conditionalities they put in, and it's very difficult to come out of this conditionality. So once you're in this trap, you just keep going back to IMF, and IMF controls your economic life. So I would say that you just cut it off completely. But the problem is so high level of corruption in Pakistan. You know, all this national wealth and income are being squandered by the few people, the politicians and the, these bureaucrats and everyone. So you really need to cut down your corruption. That money should be channeled back to the economy, so you don't have to go back to IMF. You get the money from IMF, and the money goes to this group, these dishonest people, the corrupt politicians, and so on. So my thing would be break this cycle, stop going to IMF, try to get the loan from a friendly country, maybe Saudi Arabia, have a debt swap kind of thing, and then you stop it. Otherwise, you'll keep going to IMF. Very, very interesting. In Bangladesh, we do not have a representative government. That means the government came to power through unfair and fraudulent means. The election was sham, but what happened, she wanted to consolidate power so that she can contribute to the development process of the country, in which she has been successful, but of course at the same time the corruption is same as like Pakistan. But difference between Pakistan and Bangladesh, in Pakistan you don't let a elected government complete the cycle. It never happened, right? One or two times maybe since independence. And that part I do not know what it is. Many people say the army is behind the scene. Army really needs to take its hands off from the elected government. That Imran Khan, the way he was kicked out of the power, if he stay, one or two more cycle like we had in Bangladesh, then you would see the changes that could have happened in Pakistan. But he could not really finish the job. So in summary, to answer your question, that yes, political stability is very important for economic development. And Pakistan, that has been interrupted many times, and every time a regime changes in Pakistan, corruption, more corruption, and the corruption level has to be checked in. Pakistan in the climate, the flood that happened, one estimate shows that it cost Pakistan economy over $30 billion. But it did not happen only because of Pakistan mismanaged this economy or environment. You can say roughly half of 15 billion Pakistan responsible for. The other 15 billion belongs to the climate, the carbon monoxide, the green gas emission that is caused by the three countries, United States, China, and India. And so now United States is about a world population of 4%, but it emits about 25% of the carbon monoxide in the atmosphere. So let these United Nations and the rich countries to pay for the damage that has been done indirectly by these countries. That's number one. But that probably will take time. Immediately, what you say is that, so Pakistan has debt. Now the question is, the other party has to be willing to convert this into equity. So the debt will be taken care of, and equity is a partnership or risk-sharing finance, right? So that will give you this the flexibility on the Pakistani industry and borrowers, so they don't have to worry about paying the installment payment. So that is a good one. But the question is whether the people or the countries or the banks which has given loan or debt to Pakistan, they will be willing to change it from debt equity swap. If they have done this in Latin America in 80s, why not in Pakistan? So Pakistani government and officials have to work on two fronts. First, keep pushing the climate change agenda in the international community like United Nations, all this World Forum. They tell the developing country needs to pay the developed countries need to pay the developing countries the damage they have done. And secondly, they have to actively talk to this lender to whom the Pakistani corporation government owes money to change this debt equity swap. And there has been an example in Latin America for many years, okay? In the 1980s it happened, we can do it here as well.